Alright, what is going on, guys? It's me again, Small Turtle. I'm here. So, today's video that I had in mind is basically I'm just going to be talking about, Marathon, this game. I've been playing it this past weekend, and I've been enjoying the game. That's the first thing I want to say before this all starts. I've been enjoying the game, and I kind of just want to offer to you guys, I want to offer my first impressions and things that I like about the game, and also things that I kind of don't like as much and hope they will change when the game actually comes out. It's coming out next week, so that's pretty much the game of the video, the good and the bad of Marathon. So let's start off with the good. Alright, so we are going to start off the good right here, like I said. And the first thing I enjoy about the game is I really like the art style of the game. I think the art style is it's very unique. I feel like I haven't really seen a game that looks quite like it. I mean, I guess the closest game to it would be Destiny, which was also made by the same people. So yeah, I like the art style of the game. I like how everything is it's kind of weird, like it's weird in a good way. Like I'm looking at the stuff and I don't really know what's going on, but I like that. So that's the first thing I like. I think they definitely had a vision when they made the game, and to me, it seems like they stuck with that vision, and I enjoy it. I think the art style is really cool in this game. I really think it is. I guess some people don't like the art style, and I can see why some people wouldn't like it, because like I just said, everything's a little bit, it's very different from other games. People are saying it's like unoriginal, but I don't agree with that. I do think it's very, very different, like I said, and it's very cool. The next thing I have on the good list is the fact that this game is going to have a ranked mode. Me personally, I can get addicted to games that have a good rank system. So if this game is one of those games where I really enjoy the ranked, then that can keep me hooked for a long time. A long time. Obviously during the server slam test, we weren't able to, we're not playing ranked and we're not able to try it out. But just the fact that it's confirmed to have a ranked mode, I'm just excited to see how the ranked mode is how it's gonna play compared to normal modes we're playing now. So just that news alone it makes me happy to hear that. I want to see what they can do with that. The next thing I have here is I like the fighting in this game. Now the fighting that's gonna come back when I get to the bad of the game, but the way again, this game was made by Bungie, and I used to love Destiny. I used to love it, and so to me, I love how the guns feel similar to a game like Destiny, a game like Halo too. I played Halo back in the day as well, so it feels similar to those games, and I like that. So the way the guns feel, the way they shoot, to me, it's all very satisfying, and also just when you actually get into a team fight, the team fights it feels really good when you actually have a nice 3 versus 3 fight. There are times where you're gonna there's gonna be times where you're gonna probably kill them really fast, or they'll kill you right away. But when you actually get a good fight going in this game, you guys are all using your abilities and everything like that. You're trying to avoid the AI too. I think it is really satisfying. So, the team fights feeling good, the abilities coming into play, plus ranked, that has a really good combination for some good gameplay. So yeah, to reiterate, the guns in this game and the fights, they feel amazing when it actually happens. And moving on to the next thing, I like all the character designs. I like the different shells. I like all the abilities of the characters. I've tried every single character. I've tried them to see which one's my favorite. Hey, I'm a fan of the Vandal. All right, the Vandal. I get my double jump. I get the slide. It feels so mobile, and that's gonna come back into the bad category. Not yet. It's gonna come back though. But I feel very mobile in the game when I'm playing my character, and it just feels really nice. So yeah, I like the fact that this game has different abilities. I mean, I'm kind of new to the extraction shooter genre. Like I haven't really, besides Arc Raiders, I haven't played any other extraction shooter. So to me, this is the first time I see one of these games have like abilities like that. You know, every character has an ability, it has an ultimate, and hey, as a fan of other games that have things like that, it just adds on to the fights feeling good. Everyone having their own abilities and stuff, and learning how to deal with that. I really enjoy it. And again, like I said, the shells, the character design themselves, also look good. Unlike other games, like we all heard about Concord. Those characters were ugly. So yeah, like having good-looking characters and the abilities being fun to use, I really enjoy that. Moving on to the last thing I like about the game, I just like the music of the game and the aesthetic. You know, the music, aesthetic, the lore and setting of the game. It all is very interesting to me, especially the lore. Like the lore, like because it's so weird, it makes me wonder. It makes me want to know, like, what is going on, like what's going on in this game. So I do like that. Again, the music, I think I feel like I don't hear the music too much, but whenever I hear it in the main menu, I'm always like, I'm low key start like kind of bumping my head a little bit. Like the music is nice, the aesthetic, everything about the game, I really am liking the game. So that was the good, right? That was the good. Now I feel like I have a bit more to say on the bad side. So let's start getting to my complaints about the game. Alright guys, now we're gonna move on to the things that I don't like as much about the game. Things that I would like them to change possibly, or I guess we can just call it, the bad of the game. So, my main complaint that I was talking about a little bit earlier is that, like I said, I think team fights feel amazing. And the fighting, like when you actually can get into a fight, a nice 3 versus 3 fight, that feels great. The problem is, I feel like there is not enough PvP in this game. Now, I have no idea. I have no idea what the how many people are actually in each lobby. I mean, it's probably, the information is probably out there, but I'm not sure how many there is. But I think like most games that I have been playing throughout the weekend, there's those games obviously where like, you're getting into fights, but most of the time you probably get like 1 fight per game, maybe 2. But 2 is genuinely the max. I don't think I've had a single game where I've gotten more than 2 fights. So, I feel like I don't know what they can change. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna fix it. Obviously, they could just increase the amount of players that are in the game. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I just feel like most of the time, right? I feel like most of the time I'm playing the game, I'm running around, just shooting the AI, right? Using all my ammo on the AI, and then barely, like, not even getting into a fight. And then when I do get into a fight, right, when I do, most of the time, either we die really fast or they die really fast because we have no ammo or stuff like that. But like I said, when you actually get a good fight going, a good fair fight going, the game feels great. It feels great. So I just would like them to, I want them to increase the amount of players potentially in the game. I would like to have more players so we can have more fights, but maybe not overdo it, of course, but a little bit more. Now that was like the main point that I had. But a second point I have is I think there's maybe, again, I'm not an expert on these type of games. This is just my opinions and how I feel. I feel like there's a bit too much PvE. And by that I mean I feel like they spawn too many. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of non-stop. Like, I get it, like, obviously, like, it's a PvE PvP game. That's how the games work. But I just feel like maybe it's a little bit too much. Just a little bit. Like I said before, I feel like most of my ammo is going towards killing these guys, killing the AI, and then not really getting much ammo back for killing them, you know? So, you know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I personally just feel like maybe tone down the amount that they spawn. Maybe tone that down just a bit so it doesn't feel like so overwhelming. Like there's been times where it's like I don't even know. It's like a room full of AI, and they genuinely like they low key do a lot of damage too, low key. But yeah, I think maybe it can be toned down just a smidge, just a bit. Now the next point I have here, I talked about a little bit, and I would say it's both a good and a bad thing. I don't know. I don't even know if I really want it to change, but I just wanted to talk about it. I feel like the time to kill. Now this might also be because like, for the most, I don't think I've ever seen a player have more than green shield. So I've never seen a player have like a blue or a purple shield, because this is just a test, and we don't really know how the game works fully and all that. So I do understand that. But I feel like the time to kill in this game is, it is really fast. So sometimes like, you can just get shot and you don't even have time to like turn around. You just get shot from the back and oh, I guess I'm down. That's it. I'm not part of the fight anymore. I don't know if they should increase it. Like I said, I'm not sure if they should. But it also, on the other hand, you can get melted, but it also feels good to melt someone else, So I'm not sure if they should change it, but I just wanted to bring it up just to point it out. That's all. Another point that I have, I've heard people have been saying that the game moves pretty slow, and to that, I do think the game could move a little bit faster. Now, the main problem for me, right? The main thing for me is I feel like the overheat, right? You get overheated from like sprinting, jumping around, sliding, all that. But when you actually get overheated, like when you get fully overheated, I feel like it takes a little bit too long for you to cool down and go down again. Obviously, I know there's upgrades that you can like increase the amount of heat you have, and also increase or decrease the amount of time it takes for you to cool down, things like that. And I have some of those upgrades. I know like we're not gonna have all the upgrades in this little test that they're running here, but I just feel like, I still think it can be a little bit shorter, the overheat, because when you get overheated, you can't even sprint, you can't do anything. You literally just have to walk. You have to walk, you're getting shot from some AI, you're getting shot from players, you're just gonna die. You're gonna die. You're forced to walk and can't do anything about it. As for the actual movement speed of the game, like sprinting and stuff like that, I don't think the game needs to like move super fast. Like not every game needs to be like Call of Duty Warzone, where like, you're just like sliding around and tack sprinting the whole time. I don't think every game needs to be like that. I will say maybe it can be a tiny bit faster. That part of the game is not a big complaint for me. The main thing I'm worried about is just the overheat. That's the main thing I was talking about. But, sure, like maybe they can make the movement speed just a little bit faster. I think the game already felt good, but smaller complaint there. On to the next thing, right? I don't know if it's just me. Again, these are my opinions, but I want you guys to let me know if it's just me. I really want to know. But I actually think that it is genuinely hard to differentiate the AI and the actual players. I think they just look too similar. I'm not even joking. I was playing Marathon yesterday. I was playing it, and me and my squad were having like a fight with this other squad. The thing is, we had no idea that they were actual players until we got one down and we're like, oh wait, we're fighting an actual squad. we thought we were just shooting AI, and it's happened multiple times where it's like, sometimes I mistake the AI for an actual player, or I mistake a player for the AI. So I don't know if it's just me. It very much could just be a me problem, but I think, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to make the players make the players stand out a little bit more. I don't know, like I'm used to games where, like, first of all, like, I'm used to games that don't really have AI, but games that make the player, look obvious, like, so whenever I play the game, still now, I sometimes I mess up and be like, oh, there's a player there, but it's an AI. So if they can make it just a little bit more obvious when you're looking at a player, I would appreciate it. But again, maybe that's just a problem for me, and maybe no one else is complaining about that. But I think it's hard to find people, to see people. And moving on to my last little complaint here, I just think that this one is like really small. This one's just like a little nitpick. But I think some contracts are a little bit hard to find. Now, I know when you're in the game, they literally tell you where to go. But when you're actually in the area, like, I feel like you have to get so close to it before the game actually, like, marks it. I feel like, maybe just extend that range a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be like a waypoint that tells you exactly where to go, but I just think they should extend that range just a little bit more, so it's a bit easier to find. I haven't had too much problems with it, but there's been like a contract or two where it's like it takes me a little while to find what I'm actually looking for. But again, that's like a small complaint. It's not too big of a deal. So to close the video off, guys, overall, I do enjoy the game overall. So all my criticism of this whole video, it's because I actually enjoy the game. I know this game's been getting a lot of at least from what I've seen, it's been getting a lot of negative attention. But me personally, I really do enjoy the game, and I am excited for when the game actually comes out and we have access to like all the content in the game. I think it has a lot of potential. I think if they just, like I said, if they fix a couple of these things that I was talking about, if they fix some stuff, I think the game has a lot of potential. If it has a good ranked mode and all that. So, I don't want you guys to think that I'm like hating on the game. I am making this video because I'm actually passionate about the game. I like the game, and I hope the game does well when it actually releases. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you enjoyed it, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And also, I don't know if you guys know this on my YouTube, but I do stream on Twitch. I stream mostly on the weekends. I don't really have like a set schedule, but mostly on the weekends. So if you guys want to check me out, all of that will be in the description of this video. And I hope to see you guys around, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, everyone.